Guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with another gigantic Grimoire share for you guys today. Trying to fit as much of it as I can in frame. Bear with me, it's not going to. So today what I have for you guys is this lovely book. This was a commission again by a really great lady who asked for a fairy-themed book, but also said that she was into forest, and then she just kind of gave me free reign. So what I came up with was The Fairy Friend, and that's what I'm calling this book. It is gigantic, again, and full of such wonderful texture. I absolutely love all the stuff in this book, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So the story behind The Fairy Friend is this is a witch who wanders the woods and makes friends with fairies. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's in the name, but let's get into this, and you guys can get a little bit more of an idea of the kind of witch our fairy friend is. So for the cover, I've used this really great thrifted fabric that I got from April, so thank you, April. And it matched perfectly. It even matches the paper inside the book, which you guys will see like immediately when I open it up. It's first page. So that was like a really nice find. So that is front and back. And then I added some of this leaf trim, which I painted with some like metallic shimmery watercolor, just to sort of give it more of a ethereal fairy type of vibe. And then the spine is just brown fabric that I went over with that watercolor, and then sort of like washed it off so it looked a little bit more aged and used, but maybe like it had been touched by fairies at some point. And then for the front, I used this little piece of rice paper that I covered with some glossy accents to make it more like a picture frame. So there's a little photo of a fairy back here, and a little wooden frame which I painted with more of those metallic watercolors. So it has a really nice shimmer. And added some leaf accents, some little butterflies. These are like laser cut, finger can't see, wooden mushrooms that I added. So they're really neat. And then just some leaf accents. And then of course it wouldn't be complete without some little butterfly fairy type wings and this little key here. And then for the closure, it's this like braided rope type, twisted rope type ribbon, I don't know what you call it, cord. And then I added this really cool like leaf charm to the closure. So the fun thing about this book was that although it's like fairy themed, I went more in like the forest woodland direction with it, and I had a lot of fun with that. Sorry, that's my chair. Like just doing that like fairy type of book, but in the forest. So it was kind of fun because typically when you do forest or nature theme books, you're kind of limited in the color palette. But for this, I got to be a little bit more flexible with my color palette because of course it's fairies, so it gets to be colorful. But then I also got to like dial back some of that fairiness and keep it more grounded in the woods. So there we go. Are we in frame? There we go. So that is the first page. So you see, like, it was meant to be. So we start with this door leading in to what I like to believe is the woods beyond, which are fairy owned. And you guys can see there's lots of stuff going on here. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of it, but it's really gorgeous stuff. There's leaves sticking out, wings, like fairy bottles, charms. I will list, as usual, all the stones that I used, or all the stones of significance that I used in this book as well to make these little charms. So here we go. So then there's just a piece of printed vellum that has like a little floral sample. And then you pocket with a tag. So the girl who ordered this book did mention she would be doing a lot of writing in her book. So I went with less three-dimensional stuff and more just like doubling down on writing space, maximizing that. And I added a bunch of tags into this book just so that she would have lots of places to write. And they were a lot of fun to make. I made the backgrounds with, where am I from? The Midwest? The backgrounds with Lindy's Magicals, and did some stamping, spraying. I did all sorts of stuff. I got like all my stuff out and just went to ham like on these, and it was really fun. And then these are the words from my Woodland Words set kit paper. in my Etsy store, which will also be linked down below. So shameless self-promotion out of the way. I used pages out of the Brian Froud fairy book, as well as Arthur Spiderwick's Chronicles of something, Chronicles of Spider. I don't know what it's called. It's a book series. They have a bestiary. I used pages out of that as well. So then here is some like recycled packing paper that I did little collages onto and added some stickers. So that'll make a really great little journaling spot. I did a bunch of stenciling with this leaf stencil from Tim Holtz with some different colors of oxide ink. And here's that Spiderwick page I was talking about, the little leprechaun. There's a glassine envelope here. I'm not going to empty it. It's full of little flowers and some dried flowers. I stenciled on it as well. So that's just like a little fun packet of things that maybe our fairy friend found while she was traveling the woods. And then on the other side, this is a little tuck spot with some little bug wings or maybe fairy wings. These really pretty leaves, which I used throughout the entire book, that are from Prima. And this is a male wood elf. And sorry, I know the whole book isn't in frame. I'm trying to get as much of the book in as possible, you guys, but these are huge and they're really hard to film. So then here's one of those wooden mushroom cuts and some ruffles I got from April. Thank you, April. And then a little bulb pin charm with some fibers on it for some fun texture. And then here's some pages out of an herb book. And then some of these eco-dyed, I'm sorry, like I've forgotten all the words for everything. It's like some eco-dyed prints that I got from Liesel's shop, which will also be linked down below. I also use the ones from Gibbons' shop, so I'll link those as well. So you'll see those throughout the book. Every signature has a center like page. I'm sorry, this paper is glossy, so it's a little bit hard to see. But every signature, I put one of these like really cool images that give like the fairy forest a sense. So there's a little doorway here under the tree. Every signature also has one of these tags, which I cut out the image with an X-Acto knife, and then I embossed around it. And it's a little shaker tag that has like, I don't know if you guys can see it. It has like some flowers and sequins and little stars and moons and stuff in there. So all sorts of fun things. So there's one of these in every signature as well. Here's another tag. This one has a little vellum piece on top, so she can write underneath. And that just tucks in there. Another charm with a little blue titanium aura quartz on it. And here is another tag and pocket. I tried not to put any of the bags like fully down on every page, which you can't see. So there's like a tuck spot everywhere. There's like a little bag or embellishment like that, so that she can tuck more stuff back there and sort of maximize her page usage. And then the page from that fairy book. And the other side of that packing paper that I recycled. And there's one of these in every signature. And then this is some really pretty like lichen paper that I pulled out of my personal stash. So it was big of me. I'm congratulating myself for sharing these, but these were some of my favorite papers. I've been saving them for a long time. So I use them in here because of course they go really well with the theme, and I love the colors in there. I thought that went like really nice, and they're really pretty. Like, look at that. I love the texture in these papers. So here is a little paper clip, and this is a little like fairy bottle type of jar, so she can stick like herbs in there or little messages if she wants. And then there's some writing space here. It's a little file folder, and then a tuck spot behind there as well. And lots of writing space. Here's the second signature. This little leaf fixture with some of those Tim Holtz wings. And this is that Green Witch paper pack, which came in really handy here. And then here is like one of those eco-dyed papers that I collaged onto, and then this folds open, sort of stuck to itself, and it flips out into like a full sheet of writing space. If she wanted to write something in there and tuck it back in here, she can, or she can seal it up like this way, and then stick something in there, and then just have like a flap if she wants to tuck stuff in there. So that eco-dyed paper. Tiny collage. So there's a little envelope here. It's a tuck spot back here. And I stuck this little feather bookmark, which is clearly, I mean, it'll still work as a bookmark, but it's a little too small for this book, but it makes a really nice little embellishment. So it looks like something the witch picked up while she walked through the woods. There's a little elven changeling. And then back here is a pocket. There is a tag and another one of those shaker tags back here. And those were a lot of fun to make. They took 11 million hours, but they were fun to make. So I'll definitely be making some more of those in the future. This little found key charm, and this really pretty little butterfly charm. Another ruffle from April. Little fairy ring. There's just some really beautiful imagery. I didn't go too ham with the fairies because I really wanted to tell like the woodland story and sort of like, I don't know, explain the travels of the witch through the woods more than like the fairies in the woods. So I just stuck to the book pages for the fairy imagery and then really doubled down on the woodland forest imagery. And I really love this page. It's probably one of my favorite ones that I stenciled out. This stencil I'm like obsessed with. I love this stencil. So there's another little charm here with a little mushroom and pine cone on it. This says the forest is dark and full of magic. And there is a jumbo tag here. One of those word things. And I don't know if you guys can see, on every one of the jumbo tags is one of these like skeleton leaves. And I really like, I don't know, they just add such a cool texture and effect to the tag itself. And I love this because you can journal up here and then journal on the back. So you could put like what is, like, I don't know, if she's going to use it as a grimoire, she could put like the spell name here and then her info back there or something along those lines. She could put whatever she wants. It's her book. And then really beautiful fairy girl. And I like the Spiderwick books. I think I'm going to pick up an extra one of these because, like, I don't know, the art in here is really pretty and really kind of matches with that woodland like theme that I had going on in here. And then there's a little pixie or pisky. And then another tag and a little belly band back here. This is actually 2 sheets of paper, but I really liked putting the belly band right here, little off center, because I think it like adds a cool effect transitionally, if that makes sense. It might just be me. And then I added some wings to the back of this. And then on this ruffle is one that I made, and I stamped on it, and then stitched it up. Oh no, this is one that April made, and I stamped on it, sorry. She has the zigzag stitch. I have one that I made in here as well, but I only made the one, so the rest of these are from April. But I stamped on this, and I thought that added like a really cool effect to it. It's a really beautiful sheet of paper, so I didn't cover it up because I love this page. So yeah, tons of writing space. I really like this. I busted out all my stickers too. There's this little owl bro on some vellum. The other side of that herb sheet. And then on this paper clip charm is a little fairy. And another tag that says Into the Woods. That's the end of the second signature. I know this seems kind of fast, but these videos take like forever. So I'm trying to like flip through as quick as I can. So bear with me. Here's another sheet from my stash. Really gorgeous paper with this key charm. Love it. A little bunny guy. Another stenciled sheet. And another charm. So I added a bunch of extra paper clip charms so she could attach more stuff to the book. There's already a bunch of stuff in here, but I wanted her to just have like the flexibility to add more things as she goes along. So here is another tuck spot with another tag. Cool sticker here. I like this little bird. It says the storyteller. I thought that was really cute. Like maybe the bird is telling the stories. There's a page on elves. And another journaling spot. 4-leaf clover. That's how you can break a fairy spell apparently according to this. So that's really cute. And there's just like some really cute like herb fairy lore in here as well. I really was like specific with the pages I chose to put in the book because I wanted them to match the theme. So this is the center of this one. It's really pretty like mushrooms. And then this really pretty tag. This is probably my favorite one of the ones this size. For this little brown piece, I actually used like that paper packing tape they use to like wrap up boxes. You can stamp on it with archival ink and it comes out like a little bit imperfect, but I kind of like that. It takes a little bit longer to dry, but it has a really cool effect, and then you can just tear it down and use it like a sticker on your stuff, which is cool. So then there's this like flower Maybe it's half a sun. I don't know. It's a cool shape, and I like it. Shaker tag. There's some lavender on the back page and some flowers baked in there. It's a unicorn. And then there's this little tiny pocket, which is a tuck spot. Has a word or a quote little cutout, and then another little feather embellishment in there. It says in lakes, streams, and the sea. I didn't actually include anything that was in the lakes, streams, or sea, but I really like this watercolored effect, so that went perfect. Plus, it was the back of the unicorn page, so like, what was I gonna do? Cover it? No, it's cool. And then there's another journaling spot with this really pretty butterfly, and this paper is really pretty. I didn't use a ton of butterfly imagery in here, but like, there's a bit, because when I think fairies, I kind of think butterflies. And their pretty little wings. There's another, what's this called? Fiber charm. I'll think of it later. With a little fairy jar and a leaf back here. And there's the back side of that. There's this. And the other side of that stencil paper. And then another large tag. Some eco-dyed paper, which I stenciled on. I don't remember why, but I did, and I like it. I think I probably just had extra ink on my little dude. Oh, I also added like sparkly accents to all the tags, so everyone is sparkly like it's been touched by fairies. And then I stuck these two pages together with my paper clip because it's my first day using paper clips, apparently. Here we go. So here's this page, and this is just a little stamped up embellishment on some book paper that I stuck in here just to add some interest, and another little ruffle collage embellishment thing. So then the fourth signature, there's this large writing space. I actually, I didn't like the paper that is on the back of the paper I wanted to use, so I just covered that up and added this little spot for her to write on, and then added a little pretty flower sticker to sort of tie it into the theme. There's a little paper clip charm here. This is the paper I wanted to use, and I really love this paper. It comes from a Prima paper pack. Some more coffee dyed paper. Thank you, Mom, for dyeing my paper. And then this one's a little more muted, but I used a baby wipe to like get all the colors off of the stencil and did that on here. And I really like how it gives this like soft, ghostly leaf like kind of background. There's some leaf trim, another journaling spot, another one of these little found little specimen vellum pages, and then another eco-dyed envelope flip out, which flips out like this. And then there is like a key theme sort of going throughout the book within the charms and stuff, so I thought it was important to include some key paper, because I kind of think of like fairies as like found objects, and you know, like you don't just like get a fairy and then that's it. Like, they have all sorts of little things that they pick up along the way. They steal your house keys, so keys are in the book. And then there's a little fairy charm here with another little tag. And then another ruffle with another fiber embellishment. And there's these little tiny, like, pine cone and acorn charms, like, on everything. And I really love them. They're super cute, like, super, super cute. And then there's this little page on alder. I was pretty deliberate about the pages I picked, too. I picked out flowers and stuff and herbs and trees that grow in forest and not just, like, in random places. So those were, like, deliberately put in here and selected as well. It's really pretty eco-dyed paper. And then another fairy portal. Momentary pause to make sure I'm actually still recording. And then another tag. Oh, there's two tags in here. I'm not going to read everything on here, but I tried to pick out like things that sort of evoked the idea of fairies. There's that skeleton leaf. I fussy cut a bunch of washi for this. And then out of this really cool, like, chunky fiber. I don't know what they're called. I'm going to think of it later and it's going to annoy me. Another little wood mushroom charm. On the one that I did make. This ruffle that I stamped on. And then a titanium, like, green quartz. Really pretty. And there is a large tag in here. And that's also a tuck spot back here I think I'll leave it right there because I like that. And then this bag that I stenciled onto, there's also some embossing here. This is really heavy. Like some butterfly wings over the top. I really love how that came out. And then here is a little frame that's not in frame. A little frame with some pressed flowers in here. I think it's something maybe our fairy friend found or was given and she decided to keep, like a little fairy gift. And then another shaker. This one's got like a bunch of moons and stuff in there. Really love that. A little acorn shaped with that little deer in the background. And we're fussing. And there. And then the other side of that stencil page, a little raccoon dude, which I had to put him on top of this leaf, you guys, and I don't know how well he's going to show up. My lighting's pretty bad. It's pretty dark. But I just love this little raccoon guy. He was super cute, and I had to put him on top of there like he was just hanging out. There's a little page about pixies. There's a little fairy door charm, a little leaf embellishment. And another one of those like moss and lichen pages that I pulled out of my stash. Another book page that I stamped on. It's eco-dyed paper. And then the second little file folder. So that flips open. So you can journal on here. And then there's a little tag tucked back there so she knows it's a tuck spot. And then there's a little pocket here. This little mushroom. Rabbit dude. And that just tucks right in there. And there's a little owl guy down here. Little green magic goes far. It's another like chunky fiber pin charm. Some more coffee dyed paper. So this book, this spiderwig book, was used. I got it used so I could justifiably cut it up. The kid that had this before must have loved this book because he like thrashed the pages. So I tried to repair them as best as I could because I didn't want to cut this in half. Like, I didn't want to destroy this page because I love these fairies. Like, they're just so beautiful. But this page was, like, hanging on with a hope and a prayer. So I just sort of, like, glued it together, stuck it together as best I could. I added some of these embellishments to cover up the part that had been torn. So hopefully it's not too obnoxious because I really wanted to keep this page intact. But I also think it kind of lets it like blend better with the overall book so it doesn't stand out too much. But it was really pretty and I didn't want to destroy that page. But that kid, like, he had the time of his life with that book. That book was fully loved. So then the next little fairy portal or view into fairy. This one has like a lake or ocean scene, which is really pretty and unusual, and I love that. And then the tag for this one. And then it's a little embellishment and a little bulb pin. It's the other side of that fairy page with this really iconic image from Brian Froud. And then here is another little glassine bag that I stenciled on. And then in this bag is the rest of the words from that page that I didn't use. So I just cut them out, inked them up, and left them in here so she can add them into the book as she goes along if she wants. And then this is like a little top tuck spot. And there's this little rabbit dude. And then on this page is a little wax charm with a little blue flower stuck behind it. I don't know how well that's going to show up. And some wings on this really pretty paper. And then another little found specimen on vellum. And then this paper clip holds this closed. It flips open. So there's a little pocket back here with a tuck spot. Another tag. This angry little bird, which gives me life. And it's like a full-size sheet that flips open to right on. And that's the end of that signature. I believe this is the last signature, so there is a extra large tag here. And the pocket. And this paper also comes out of my private stash. I don't know why I keep saying it like it's special, but it's really costing me a lot to give it up. But I'm happy to, because it really looks good in this book, and I'm happy with how this book came out. So there is the second little butterfly charm with a little bulb pin charm here, a little herb page, and then the last of the little eco-dyed envelopes that flips out, yada yada yada. So you guys can write on that, or she can. You can't, but you could if you made your own. I really like this. I tried to make it look like letters to fairy. You know, like this is what postage looks like, and this is like the fairy's name in fairy. Let me know if you guys agree. If you think this is how fairies would write their letters to each other. I don't think they have proper names, but I think they would understand who this belongs to. And then there is another full-size page flip out for more writing space. A little collage down here with this really cool butterfly sticker. This hamadryad, which is like the technical name for a tree type of dryad. And then the last of the stenciled on coffee dyed papers with this leaf hanging out here. And then there is another fairy bottle charm with this tag with some vellum on it. There's a little collage on the front. It's really pretty. Like this one I couldn't cover up because I just really love the effect the Lindy's gave this page. And then this nighttime scene in fairy, which I thought was really beautiful. And then the last little shaker tag has some little fox guys hanging out. This guy's supposed to be the protector of wild beasts. I thought he was cool. I actually put in this page just for this guy because he's like a little hedgehog bro and he's so cute. So he is in there. And then there is a little tuck spot, tiny pocket down here so you guys can see. Hopefully that focuses. And it's got some like moon stickers in there for her to use. And then there's the other unicorn page. And then this like deer guy on some vellum with this really pretty bark print. And then for the last page is this little like leafy collage tag, which should focus. And that is the back of the book. And then back here is a tuck spot for her to add more things to. I'll probably tuck in some extra stuff back there for her. But that's it. That's how the book came out, you guys. That is our fairy friend. And I lost this tag. I will stick that, or that paper clip, I'll stick it back in there somewhere. Sometimes when they're heavy, they just fly out. But it was too cool not to put in there. So there's that one. That'll go in. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting our fairy friend. And that's going to be the last video for the year, you guys, for me. So thank you so much for watching and all your love and support throughout the year. It really means the world to me. I'll do a video early January so you guys can get an idea of what's coming up and what's in store for us here on the channel for the next year, for 2021. We'll see what that brings. Until then, you guys, thank you very much. I appreciate your faces. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Stay safe. Wear a mask. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Happy crafting. Bye.